Welcome to the Village of North Hudson Public Works Committee meeting of Tuesday, February 28th, 2023 at 5:30 p.m. Item number 1 is called to order. Roll call, please.
Chair Pike?
Here.
Trustee McGurran?
Here.
Trustee Merrill?
Present.
Item number 2, approve the minutes of the January 17th Public Works meeting.
I move to approve the minutes from the January 17th Public Works meeting.
Second.
Okay, the agenda says 2022, but it is 2023 minutes.
Oh, I'm
that
sorry.
we're
Yes.
approving, just
And
to be
it
clear.
does say that in the minutes.
Any additions, corrections?
Sorry.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Approved. Item 3 is comments from the floor, and all of our chairs are empty. Item 4, water and wastewater metering, discussion only. Patrick, any?
So I didn't get any solid numbers yet.
Okay.
Kevin and I are going to work on that.
Okay,
And so I'll just put it as a future agenda. We'll bring it back.
future agenda item.
Yep.
Okay. Item number 5, Riverside Drive duplex sanitary sewer control panel and possible recommendation.
Okay, so you guys, I think I sent you guys out the two
It's in
quotes.
email, yeah.
Is it on the website too? I sent it to
No.
Melissa.
They're not.
Oh, okay. I apologize. I should have.
So, are you recommending either or here?
I'm recommending B&M Technical Service.
The first one?
Yeah.
Okay,
And I have an explanation for that if you want it.
please.
So they are more, but I called to get some clarification. Kevin went over this too, and initially they didn't have a plug on the outside of it, replacing the plug for our generator, plug it in. So that's gonna be, when he sent me back, it would be an adder of another, it's $978, so I just figured $1,000 for that. And then I asked him about the auto dialer, the Sensiphone auto dialer.
Now, is this B&M you're talking about?
No, this is
This
Crane.
Crane, okay.
Yep. They were the low bid, so I wanted to get some clarification on
Great.
stuff. So with the auto dialer, each company sells a certain product, right? And they don't necessarily they will sell the Sensiphone, but they don't. They have another brand. So with this auto dialer, basically they would just purchase the auto dialer, and I would have to do all the legwork, the install and programming and whatnot. I don't want to do that. Just a rough estimate, I'd say it would be about a minimum of $3,000 to do that work. So now we've got $4,000 added on to this, so we're really close.
Dollar for dollar, you're saying? Okay.
Yeah, so you're under $2,000 difference. I did talk with Melissa shortly before she left, and we discussed this as well, and she thought that was a good way to do it, seeing as how the weather has not been real nice to us. I figured about the time we decide to start doing that, we'd get something else that would sideline us, and then it wouldn't get done. This way with B&M, it's all installed, it's programmed, and it's done, ready to go.
And we're looking at a 4.5 to 5 month lead time?
Yep.
All right, any questions for Patrick on this one?
Patrick, does this come out of the sewer money?
That's what you're gonna decide.
Oh,
I
we
would
get to
imagine
decide.
that there's not enough money in the sewers.
That's
so
what I'm
it's
trying
gonna
to
come-
find
it's-
when we
I
got the
think
last
initially,
balance amount.
When we discussed this, it was gonna be ARPA funds,
Oh,
and that's why I've kinda held off on it, because I didn't know how you guys wanted to proceed. But now it's kinda getting to the point where we really should be doing this, because I think I put it off for long enough, and it's gonna take time to get it, so we should push
so,
forward.
so how do we find out what the balance is in the sewer account?
I think where it comes from is a board decision. Finance committee will,
I think it's negative right now, actually.
it's a finance committee thing. We just gotta make the recommendation on which service we want.
Oh, I thought I heard Patrick say we had to decide which account.
I meant as a board, you guys would or the board level, or
okay.
finance, I guess,
Okay.
could decide how you want to pay for it.
Okay.
there's a couple of options, from what I understand.
And Melissa will come armed and ready with those options, like
Yep, she will.
finance.
So this is the full bid, 35,100.
This is what?
That is the full complete bid. There's no surprises behind that.
35-1, no, there was not on the last, they did East Bank, and I had no surprises there.
No problems,
Nope.
okay. So they came through pretty good?
Mm-hmm,
Okay,
they did.
understood. Okay.
If there are no other questions, we need a recommendation.
So this would be a recommendation of finance, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll move to recommend that we go with B&M Technical Service for the cost of $35,100 to the Finance Committee.
Second.
All right, it's a spending issue, Mary.
Yes.
Yes.
And yes, that is passed. All right, back to the agenda. That takes us to item 6, snow emergency parking restrictions discussion only.
I think, I haven't heard anything from Chief, he and I had discussed that, I think he's still working on it. So once he gets a final draft together,
Okay.
we'll bring it through the committees.
Does it need to go through us really, or is this a public safety?
But I think it should go through both.
Both?
I wanna
Okay.
bring it here too,
Sounds good.
yeah,
Sounds
because
good.
we both had input on it and different thoughts, so.
So he's working on, probably all the details that we were talking about before. How many warnings does somebody get before they get towed, and, which side is it even, odd, and those kinds of things. So put all that stuff in there. Any questions for Patrick about it? Comments? All right, that takes us to number 7, the chair update. I have nothing. Item 8 is the engineer report. Kevin?
Yeah, I guess the only thing that I have is St. Croix Street project.
Oh, that's in email also, folks?
Yeah, yep. It should be a copy of the final special assessment report. Now that we have all the costs in.
Did you get my email about this?
Yes.
And is it in here?
It's not necessarily in here, but we were gonna share what that dollar amount was
Okay.
with the committee.
I'm definitely wanting to share it with the board when it gets there.
Yeah.
But I had asked Kevin to show, because Public Works did work on this project to help save money, and I wanted him to explain what we saved.
So just to kind of get into the details of the special assessment report itself, if you remember, we're just, since the road surface was over 20 years, we're special assessing 50% of that cost to the benefiting property owners. And
Kevin, does age always have to do with the assessment?
yeah, so if it's under 20 years, then there's like a pro rata
Okay,
factor.
okay.
But this one was well over 20, so
Yeah.
it was put at the 50%. So overall, compared to the preliminary, it's about $1,000 less. Not a huge savings, but there is some. And when you go back into like Schedule C, all the different property owners,
Right?
it's some savings, but not a huge amount. It's about $20 to $30 per parcel. With that, then we don't have to do another public hearing. So this will be presented at the, understand that you're looking at rescheduling the village board meeting, so the end of the month. So that would be, I think it's March 28th is what
Wait,
We're rescheduling the board meeting?
wait, he's not talking about March, I don't think. You're talking about April? We wouldn't put this on March?
I think,
they're rescheduling, or
yeah,
them, right?
Well,
Because of
April, we have the election, so I get that.
So,
Yeah.
And we usually bump that forward to the March Tuesday.
yeah.
Yeah, I think that's
Yeah.
what.
There is 2 board meetings.
Yeah.
In
In March.
March, the
The
April
7th
one.
and the-
Yeah,
and
we're
the
not
20th.
bumping
So
the
why
next,
isn't this
the
gonna
next
be on the
one.
7th?
I mean, we still gotta put the resolution together. and-
Okay, too
and the-
quick?
Yeah, the agenda went out. So
Okay.
we're just looking at doing it at that second meeting. in
Okay,
March.
so the March 28th. Okay.
Yeah, yep,
Thank you.
yep.
Anything else?
So when you look at the dollars that are involved, it's all dependent on what that final number is, but property owners will have the option of spreading that cost out. And with the numbers that we have in here, they'll have between 4 to 6 years to pay for that. There is a financial charge that the village adds on to that. It's a 1.5% more than what the village borrows for the project. Or the property owner has the option of paying it in full by a certain time period. And that'll be spelled out in that final special assessment resolution.
Okay.
That'll come forward at that March 28th meeting.
So, and on this first person that is zero assessed, it's because they don't have any front footage? Is that the way I understand it?
So that particular person,
Pace?
yeah, so they were previously assessed with the project before. So 3rd and 7th Street project, so they're forgiven as part of
Okay.
Yep, according
Thanks.
to your special assessment policy.
Okay, and the village isn't getting assessed? All right. Any questions on this for Patrick?
So about half of the 90,937 is the village, and the other half is the residents. I mean, it's all the residents, but
Yep.
the whole of the village, and the rest is the individual residents.
And this particular project has some LRIP funding too. It's about $18,000. So now that we have all the final numbers in, we'll be actually taking that to the next step and requesting for your reimbursement from DOT. There's a bunch of documents that need to be submitted. Usually it's about a month or two. Once those are electronically submitted, then you'll see your reimbursement amount.
So, and the reimbursement goes back against the village costs?
Correct.
Okay.
Yep. Yep. So then when Patrick and I looked at the final numbers, so what the village saved by having city staff or village staff perform some of this work, we came up with a savings of about $7,200. And that's, there was some salvaging and reinstalling some aggregate base course, some common excavation, and then Patrick did some of the traffic control out there as well, so.
Does the 7,200 come off the overall total project cost then?
Yeah,
It's say, okay, so this would have been 97 instead of 90.
correct.
Okay,
Yep.
good job.
Plus, yeah, we talked about too, you got a lot of really good material too that we have stockpiled, so,
Okay,
for a different project or whatever.
good.
Oh.
Any questions for Kevin on this one? All right, so that is coming up, so before the March 28th meeting, there will be another Public Works meeting, right? Or, because this is our February meeting.
Yeah,
So there'll be another Public Works. We're gonna discuss this anymore. Is there any more clarification you need to give to us?
No,
So
it should,
it's just going right to the board, okay.
yep, that should be it.
Okay, anything else? All right, anything else on you?
Nope, that's it.
That's it? We're not
That's it.
keeping you very busy, huh?
All the big projects have
Are
started.
we, did we sign up for other LRIP funds?
Yeah.
For this go-around?
That'll be towards the end of the year, we'll look at applying again.
Okay, I could never remember when we actually do the application process. Sometimes it's like, feels like it's at the beginning of the year, and sometimes I
Yeah.
think the end of the year.
It's like October, November time
Okay.
period.
All right, item number 9, director report. Patrick?
Well, I don't have a whole lot because we've been plowing snow. So not a whole lot has been done, but I did want to mention that we did get the first Zappa invoice, and it was $6,400. So, and we did use them in the last snow, so we will be going over the amount, so.
Okay. And you work with Melissa and Nathan on where the additional's coming out of, or is it coming out of that exact same fund?
I think there was, I never, when I budget in that fund, I always leave more in there than what's
Okay,
the quote is, so there'll be some of that, and then depending on what the next invoice will be, we'll see, I guess, where, because there will be other, those
Work.
funds are in groups,
right,
so it kind of washes,
okay.
comes out in the wash in the end. So it should be okay.
And as I heard a weather guy before I came up here say, March is one of our snowiest months, so we may have to use Zap a little bit more.
It ain't over yet.
Anything else, Patrick?
So, no, that's it.
All right. Item number 10, Public Works capital equipment, current and future budgeting, discussion only. Anybody have any money they want to spend? Or something you want to budget for? Patrick?
I don't think so. We haven't, we're still got stuff to purchase for this year, so I'm not thinking about that yet.
Okay, but last meeting you mentioned something about getting together with Nathan about how we'd work on getting that second truck and the
Yes.
possible blade, so,
Yep, and he, I did speak to someone, one of the salesmen, I guess, for one of the loader companies, and I do have an idea of what something like that's going to cost for the loader. Nathan's been fairly busy, so he and I haven't really worked on that yet, but we'll have something before,
okay.
too long on that.
All right, anything from you two? Nothing?
No.
On number 10?
Yeah,
Or
number 10. All right, if not, we're on number 11, future agenda items. Patrick already mentioned one, the,
Water, wastewater, and then the snow emergency parking restrictions, I'll leave those both on.
okay,
And we'll probably discuss street sweeping, because that's,
coming.
should be close.
We gotta-
It ended at the end of the year, but they never know until closer to spring, what fuel costs and things like that are gonna be, so I usually leave it. And then we'll probably do either next month or the month after, possibly. I'll be bringing forward what roads and stuff we need to seal coat.
Okay.
Yeah.
What, do you remember what we budgeted for seal coat this year? Was it about 20 again?
No, because we split one of the funds between the two other ones, so I want to say it's like 35
Okay,
or something. It's right in that area. I don't have the exact number on the top of my head.
okay.
Actually, do you see it?
I have the budget right here, I'm just looking at it. You know what would that be?
$45.
Okay. So we're gonna do some seal coating this year. All right.
Did you want to keep the I'm just looking at last month's minutes, the HVAC system.
Keep that on. I suppose we should. I guess that's another one of those things that's all gonna depend on what money gets spent on.
It's an administrative cost, so I'm not sure, I mean, we have kind of taken on stuff like that here before, like the cleaning, the air cleaners, and I don't know where else we put them. I mean, we could just put them right on personnel and finance, I guess, on that committee.
That's probably what'll end up happening. I just brought it forward, I guess, just so that
It stays on the
so that
radar.
you guys know
Yeah.
that that's something that probably needs to be addressed. That's all.
Okay.
Maybe we could ask for it to be put on the finance committee agenda, just a discussion only.
You sure could.
Want me to do that?
Sure.
Okay. All right, any other future agenda items?
So Patrick, when you go to the Public Utilities Committee or the Hudson Utility Committee meeting, like, do you report back to this committee or any committee, or how does that information that you gain there, how does that get back to the board?
Well, I guess I really haven't done a whole lot of reporting. It's televised,
I watched,
so.
hence my question.
Yeah, so I haven't really done any kind of reporting. I mean, I guess I can if that's needed.
Well, I think that some of the decisions that are being made there are showing us what the city's plans are and giving us some information that we need to use for our own planning, I think.
Yep, no, I agree.
So would that be here, or does that go to the ad hoc, or should that go to the regular board?
I
Like, where
think-
should we stick
Yeah,
that?
I think either the board or the ad hoc committee, we can discuss things like that and try to hash that stuff out. And then it will eventually go to board.
Yeah, I think that was a very informative meeting.
Yep.
Okay, any other future agenda items? If not, we are adjourned at 5:51 PM. Thank you very much.